Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of Token 10. My top 10 list on a particular subject matter, and this Token 10 is in conjunction with the Street Fighter Flashback. In celebration of the 30-year anniversary of Street Fighter, I'm taking it upon myself to share my memories of playing the games in the arcade or console at that period of time, and as well as share my thoughts and feelings on other Street Fighter related media. Alright guys, continuing my top 10 favorite characters list, and as well as this being the conclusion of my token list for the Street Fighter Flashback, let's go into, my top 5 favorite characters in the Street Fighter franchise. Number 5, Due. Wow, I know this is a bit of a shock to people and everything, how Due is so low on this list, especially since I named him my favorite protagonist of the series. Here's the thing. In this list, I'm just talking about my favorite characters. They don't have to continue the series along the way. It's just like, how I feel about the characters. Now, with that said, Due is actually well, of course, he's the first character that anyone that has played the original Street Fighter game, he is the first character you play as. And, seeing the evolution of Due and everything, I have to confess that basically, my relationship with Due has been rather interesting. You see, in the original Street Fighter, he was cool. Street Fighter 2, I found him cool. Street Fighter 0, he was meh in everything. I understood that they made him a little more powerful and all, but for me, 0-3, I felt Due kind of came more into his own then, but to be honest, it all has to do a lot with basically my favorite move of the series, which I'll talk about sometime in the future. But also, his personality and his motivations are cool, actually. His motivations actually gave me an idea for a story I want to write as a kid, and I'm considering trying to do that again. But, Due himself was very entertaining and all, and I could understand, of being a martial arts practitioner, well, former practitioner. Hopefully I could get back into it again. Due, if you looked at it, was pretty run-of-the-mill and everything. What made him really cool for me personally was basically his appearance in Street Fighter 3. In Street Fighter 3, I have to confess, Due was the man. Due was, really freaking awesome and everything. Heck, in Street Fighter 4, I actually liked him a little bit more, but I was really crazy about Due in Street Fighter 3. So, not taking away from anything, Due is actually an intriguing character, and basically, he is the soul, the backbone, the front, and everything. Everything around the Street Fighter franchise is, everything about the Street Fighter franchise is around Due, and he can't go without recognition. But, I feel that with being a lead character, sometimes you can be a little bland, and Due gets that way for me. Number 4, Goken. For a very long time, people thought that Shailong was the person that basically was a teacher of Due and Ken for a long time, and then we find out through GamePro it was a hoax and everything back in the early 90s. But a lot of people still want to know who was the master of Due and Ken. We got a clear image of him in some of the Udon comics, and if you really paid close attention, he was in Goki's ending in Street Fighter Zero, the original one, but never really got Goken's personality or feel and everything until you actually watched basically Street Fighter Zero Generations. And even at that, it was still, But Street Fighter 4 series and everything, when we saw him, I gotta admit, Goken was freaking cool and everything. And maybe it's because I'm in my late 30s and I appreciate the sensei characters a little bit more and everything. But Goken was not only really cool, I like that while he was their instructor, right? He didn't follow, like, you know, the same patterns and like Ryu and Ken did and everything. Heck, you know, Goki fights more like Ryu and Ken and everything. And while Goken is their instructor, he utilizes the Ansasken fairly uniquely, actually. You know, the way he does the Hadouken with one hand and everything. Boss, you know. And, like, you know, the way his Tatsumaki Sanbukyaku is, you know, as opposed to going straight across the screen, it goes, like, in an angle, and he actually twists himself and everything. The way Ken does it in, you know, Street Fighter V, actually, you know. So, and to top it off, like, you know, dude is huge. Damn. You know, I know the, Shotos are big in this, but I can't believe how big he is. He's actually bigger than Goki and everything, which is a shocker, you know. But, like, you know, with this one appearance in the Street Fighter 4 series, you know, it really put him up there. But, like, you know, there's another appearance that Goken has and everything, which will be discussed in depth in my final review of the Street Fighter Flashback. So, basically, Goken, badass, and number 4 and everything. Number 3, Alex. Alex is the lead character of my favorite Street Fighter series. But Alex is something a little more interesting than that. You know, the guy is a grappler. And he's a grappler and he's a powerhouse and everything. But most importantly, he is a Street Fighter. He is the most street brawler, street fighting based original Street Fighter character compared to everyone else and everything. You know, and it also helps to do this from New York and everything, you know, my hometown. But see, with Alex, you know, you really get the feel of what it's like to be in the streets, and you really get the feel of how important physical strength can be, you know. Now, a lot of times, you know, a lot of martial artists will end up, you see them beating someone that's really much taller and much stronger than them and everything, but, you know, they end up looking like, you know, yeah, they're strong, but we keep a distance, we keep fast, you know, we could beat them. With Alex, Alex has an incredible size, but incredible speed for that size. And to top it off, Alex is really effective. Of course, he's a grappler, so he's effective in the close range game. However, he has the ability to actually cut the distance remarkably pretty fast for a grappling character. And I read something that they gave him the fact that he studies kickboxing and everything, which I feel it's a bit of a stretch. It's not saying that he hasn't mastered it and everything, but like with Alex being the powerhouse he is and very military based and all, you know, I kind of feel that Alex is still much more of a grappler, boxer, brawler type that knows some of the United States military martial arts. But neither here or there. Alex is a very intriguing character. He is not the traditional martial artist. He is, without the shadow of a doubt, an actual Street Fighter. And it is cool to see a Street Fighter and a brawler actually be put in the forefront of the series. Number 2, Chun-Li. The first lady of fighting games. You know, I've gone on and praised Chun-Li. In fact, she got the top billing of my favorite Street Fighter character that isn't a Shoto and everything. You know, I personally feel, you know, despite me liking the Street Fighter 3 series, I really feel that basically it really suffers because Chun-Li wasn't there. And while she was there in Third Strike and she was a welcome addition, it's still like, you know, it was still a little too late and everything. Chun-Li's presence was greatly missed and greatly needed and everything, you know. And to see Chun-Li in the role of a Shefu and everything was freaking awesome to see too. I feel that, like, you know, out of all the characters that came out in the Street Fighter 2 saga and everything, Chun-Li definitely had the most growth and is definitely the show stealer and everything. And to top it off, her grace and beauty is as equal as her power and everything. And the way she executes those kicks and all, and how she utilizes her wushu style and everything is just awesome. And like, you know, Chun-Li is just basically, you know, if Du is the poster boy for Street Fighter and everything, like everything based around, Chun-Li is definitely the heart of the series and everything. Number 1, Ken. Why do you think I've been harping all this time in the flashback? Ken is underutilized. Come on, guys. This dude is my main character and everything. My favorite character in the whole series. While I think that his fighting style is a little bit flashy, Ken actually does it with this flair and everything that really makes it cool. And to top it off, I can really identify with his backstory, as while I wasn't rich and everything, Ken actually was a disciplinarian problem who was sent away to learn discipline. I was a bit of a disciplinarian problem, but I was sent away, and I lived from my family from a very long time. And, you know, Ken, when he came back, he was able to adapt to the lifestyle. Well, mainly it was due to the fact that he was loaded and everything. But Ken actually, you know, he is not just a martial artist. A lot of the more powerful people on this list are like, you know, really martial artists. You know, first and foremost, Ken finds a way to balance practicing martial arts while raising a family, you know. And, you know, sound corny and everything, but that is something I dream to do, hopefully once I could actually get a stable cash flow going on and everything. But not only that, Ken, the way he utilizes Unsaskin is really unique and everything. You know, not unique in the Goken sense, but unique in the more interesting and entertaining way. You know, while I wish we were able to utilize more high spinning hook kicks with Ken, the way he utilizes the roundhouse kicks and everything and the low medium kicks is actually amazing. And I love how he mixes up his kicking style of Unsaskin with the Shoryuken and everything. Admittedly, you know, basically, I really my favorite appearance of Ken is definitely Street Fighter 3, and one of the problems I have with Street Fighter 4 series is his Shinryuken. You know, combining the kicks and everything into the Shinryuken, that shouldn't be the Shinryuken. The Shinryuken is just basically the, like, you know, vertical, the straight up dragon punch that sucks you in and hits you with many times. Adding the multiple kicks with the Shinryuken and everything should be more of a violent Ken or souped up Ken art and everything. But that's just my personal opinion. But Ken Masters is actually, like, you know, my favorite character of the whole franchise, you know, with his bright colored gi, the fire around his Shoryuken and everything, the way he utilizes the Tatsumaki Senpukyaku, how he mixes up his kicks are based around the Shoryuken and everything. Ken is just my favorite and everything. There's not much more to say. So, do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? You know, drop me a comment below and let me know who your favorite Street Fighter characters are. Give me a like, follow Token Dave on Facebook, and follow Token Dave on Twitter, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky black guy who's just trying to get by, and I'll catch you guys later.